And it's, you know, we as South Africans, we play the victim a lot, but it does feel as if there's almost a campaign against us. And it's not just us saying it, or saying that there's incompetence from a officiating point of view. It's all around the world. You see coaches, commentators, writers, media, you know, and more importantly, the fan just not knowing what's going on.
Oh, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, the more and more we look at the Franco Mostert incident, that's obviously the highlight for the weekend, the more you think that's not even a penalty, you know, and this is only the start. Now the judiciary process starts where he's going to have an entry level for foul play of 16 weeks. And then they've got to charge it down. How far can they mitigate it? Luediaga got 4 weeks for something pretty much similar. Perfect tackle technique, knee on the ground, arms there to wrap. You always wrap late. You hit him with the shoulder first. So, I mean, I always say, what sanction's enough?
Yeah.
And you can't see World Rugby rescinding the red card.
Yeah.
That's admitting mistake. And also, like, where I want to get to is, like, when did we get rid of the bunker? Where does the on-field referees, when did that directive come out to say, we're in charge of foul play, looking at a big screen that's 75 meters away? Why don't send it to the bunker if there's any doubt? Because quite clearly in both instances, Luet and Franco, there is a lot of doubt.
Yeah.
Then you've got 8 minutes in the bunker to make a decision. Rightly or wrongly, it buys you time to take the emotion out of it, make the correct decision, verify, is there head contact, is there tuck shoulder, bring in the variables. But like what we're seeing at the moment, and it's trending, and that's the frustrating part, is it's bloody brutal. And you're like, we talk about the young team selecting. You know, a spirit of thought for the youngsters playing on the weekend.
Players,
They didn't get a chance. You know, Jason Dixon after 10 minutes has to have a permanent substitution because of the red card.
Yeah.
Zachary Porthen, same.
Juan Venter, same.
Juan Venter.
The ripple effect of the guy going off. Before we get to that, one comment, Shimmy. This week was probably worse than last week's decision.
Yeah.
Okay, with Luediaga. So bad, in fact, that could this be the worst decision ever made in the 202 years of rugby history?
Ronan O'Gara scored a quick tap when Paul Honer said, John, Barney, quickly just get your team together in a little circle.
But it's bad.
No,
it's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. And what happens is then people watch Australia against Ireland and the same tackles, it's the same game, the same rules, but ref completely differently. Yeah. You know, and that's what, so people start comparing, and then, you know, there's that compound effect. Now, all of a sudden, you know, you look at the Springboks, we turn around and say it's unfair against us, but then you go back further games. You look at Eden Park, for example. I mean, we spoke about the reffing there. It's just too many, it's happening too often. Yeah. John, it's becoming an ongoing problem. And the reality is you want to talk about the game and not the officiating. And then you talk about World Rugby. Who are these faceless people that never say anything? Yeah. Nothing's ever said. There's no one. Who are the go-to people that put up their hand and say, look, this is what we look at it. Let's go out in the media. Let's try and do something. But it's just quiet.
Because also, Shami, and I think this is an extremely important and serious point, is that the reason for the changes in the game is almost a little bit reactive in terms of what has happened in rugby historically, and maybe the effect that has had on players that has retired. Okay, so just park that for a while, and that is serious. You know, we
want about the concussions.
Yes,
and everything.
We want to make the game as safe as possible. We want to make sure that people can retire from the game like ourselves and be in good health, still having enjoyed playing rugby, a contact sport. And unfortunately, rugby will remain a contact sport forever. So the new laws came in to say for safety. And how do we change the behavior of the tackler? Mostly the tackler. Now you go and you just take the two examples of Luediaga and Franco Mostert, and you answer that question. Is there a change in behavior from those two guys? Could they have done anything differently?
No.
Absolutely not. I mean, there's a change in height, they're in the perfect tackling position, and they get done in for it. And in the clips we see now, there is one example where there's no change in height, player behavior.
Let's actually, we'll get...
And
we start off with the clips?
Let's start with the clips.
So, continue.
for me, like there's always going to be rugby accidents, and there's always going to be, it's a contact sport. I mean, for us, we want to have big hits as South Africans, as the Springboks. But if you're slow and you go through this is absolutely perfect tackle technique. They say that's a shoulder charge. There's absolutely no chance. Both arms are out. And I think the important point is none of us has ever tackled like that.
No. You have to lead with the shoulder and then the arm.
There's a clear,
Shoulder and then wrap.
clear drop in height. And the more I look at it, the more for me, it's not even a penalty. Look where he hits him. So he hits
Shoulder
him
first.
on the chest, then the shoulder. That arm's busy wrapping. You can't put it out because Ethan Hooker's already made the tackle. You're adjusting the defender. He hits him on the sponsor's badge. And when they go, all right, and this is where the issue comes, when they start fabricating, saying there's clear head contact, there's a clear shoulder charge, now it's foul play. So now no mitigation can take place. Once they determine the fact that it's a tucked shoulder and his head contact, they want to go straight red. And that's why I say, why don't they use the bunker for that?
Yeah. And you see Franco there already. He kind of knows where it's going. And also, Shami, and maybe comment on that. You saw Paulo Garbisi get up immediately and continue playing. You know, so also the whole thing about the safety, head, you know, all of that.
Same as Thomas Ramos.
Last week, you know, so there wasn't any, and you can, I suppose you can't only sanction someone or penalise someone if the other guy was hurt, but like, you know, he played on immediately.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You also, if I'm the tackler and you the ball carrier, Jean, you can step left, right, go over me. You can dip late. Now, if I'm in a perfect position and you dip, and all of a sudden there's head contact, as a tackler, what can you do? You can't make that split second. It's physically impossible. Now, what's happening is the laws have been made in a boardroom, but the reality is, outside on the field, it's a different picture.
Yeah.
Now, exactly, you go back to the question. If Franco was upright and he's got a choice to dip his hips, so Alert also has got a choice to dip his hip. They did exactly that.
Yeah.
They're in the right perfect tackle position. If he sticks his hand out, his shoulder pops out. So obviously he's got to hit and then wrap.
Yeah.
So from a technical point of view, there's nothing else he could have done better. What happens now? Red card straight off, and he might get suspended. We don't know how long. Is that really fair? You ask the question. Is it an element of fairness?
And also
tackle school's not going to improve him because he did everything technically.
No, he can't do anything.
You can't get better at tackle.
So the thing for me is like, you know, what do you do? So do you? There will be rugby because it's a context. There will be times when there's contact to the head.
Yeah.
That is unfortunately a given. You can't take that out of the game, because if you take that out of the game, then it becomes touch rugby. You know, and you can't convert to that. So, you know, are we? And I suppose that's what I'm getting to, is that, are we putting these things in place now to kind of go historically back and say, okay, we just want to make sure that we are doing things now to hopefully protect us for anything that might come from a legal point of view from what happened historically?
I don't know why they're doing it, but like the main reason why I pitch up and I watch rugby, physicality plays almost the most important role. I mean, we are there for the big carry, the big hit. Obviously, the try is, you know, the thing we talk about. But why people go watch rugby is because of that constant action. You know, otherwise we might as well play football with an oval ball.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't touch a ball carrier.
Yeah.
Physicality is at the core of our game, and everything's got to be a fair contest. At the moment, for the tackler at least, it's not a fair contest. So even ball carriers, they can do whatever they want. You know,
You touch his head,
tuck your head, carry with your head below your hips. Where's your target?
And that is coming as well. That's already being trialled at amateur level in some places. Will I continue just with it?
Yeah, and what's going to happen now, the TMO, if you get a overexcited TMO, now he's forensically looking at everything.
Yeah.
Or in this game, you get a one-sided TMO.
Yeah, a one-sided TMO that's looking at one side. So all of a sudden now, forensically looking at everything, it stop-start. No one wants to watch that.
Yeah.
Now, surely then common sense has got to prevail somewhere along the line. Say, look, there's nothing in it. It's a little bit of contact, fine, on the head, but let's move on. Let's play on. And the forensically, so it's stop. If you got someone watching in the stadium, you actually don't know what's going on half the time.
Because also, I mean, now, you know, you talk about player behaviour. Look at scrum cap blue. okay, yes, he gets grazed there,
Yeah.
okay, and again, like we said, this will happen. But what happens now is that post that,
Stop.
Yeah.
he's dead.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Animation,
on the
football.
ground. It becomes football. You know, and
We saw that
and
with
we
the
don't.
charge down the one time.
Yes, we don't want
Yeah.
that.
And, you know, like the biggest thing is, Gobby see no HI. It doesn't trigger the mouth guard. He doesn't go off. He takes the conversion straight off the back of that. Sia goes to the referee and saying, listen, that's a one-sided TMO plenty of times in that game. You know, then he draws up Volkulo's clean. Where is Volkulo supposed to clean there?
Yeah.
So he's a second arrival. He's down. He's got his arms out nice and wide. He doesn't even look at it. He slides in low because that's where the space is. If you're going to pick up that type of incident, every single ruck should be a TMO review. Every single ruck.
Yeah.
Where
There's
me and
150
Shrimmy has
of
grazed
them.
each other or my shoulders touched your
Yeah.
chin.
This yellow card, fair.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's,
that was
I
fair,
think
yeah.
it's
Pretty straightforward.
I think-
Obviously not foul play, but yellow card.
What he should have done there is as soon as gone for it once and then just rolled out through the side, we would have been fine.
Also, the ref's looking for triggers. I don't think his entry is quite correct. You know,
No,
it's-
yeah.
he's chasing.
Kinda
He's
sideways.
chasing it like it doesn't land at his feet.
It's always difficult from a line break.
Always difficult. And then also to make matters worse, he goes past the ball and then lands on his head. Cause you know, like also for you understand why he ended up there. That player was still moving by the time he hits his shins. You topple over. And that's just a bit of game awareness. But at this time, like that was frustration from Marco
Yeah.
van Staden for not, you know, this game was hell of a
And it was
frustrating for us to watch. But imagine being on the field, you know, just chasing the breakdown.
We were,
You always on watch, though. That's also another frustration when the ref's just talking to you the whole time. And that's what you saw to Sia, who's usually very good with the refs.
Yeah, he
All of a
was
sudden, it's like,
frustrated.
hold on, you know, watch both sides, not just us the whole time. And that came from the TMO also, where he just keeps on going, watching the one side, and hence the frustration.
Yeah.
you talk about one side, then eventually this happened. We were down to 13, head contact. And again, guys, and
technique.
yes, I want to harp on that because there's no bend. Look at Blue 8.
Yeah.
No bend at the hips, no good tackle technique, no... that exact tackle, what we see there is what they don't want.
Yeah.
That is exactly what they tried to get out of the game.
Agree.
Okay? Now we see that in the game.
Level change needed.
Yeah, and what is this? Surely, because this is what they want out there, surely this is a permanent red card then. If this is
If
what
we've
they
been
want
fair.
out the game.
If we've been fair, then that's off. He's gone.
No, but this is where, I mean, the rugby fan, we in the game, we can't understand it.
Yeah.
Imagine the rugby fan. That's a high tackle, head contact, no change in behavior, no dip. Now, look, I don't want that to be a red card.
No,
but
agreed.
unfortunately, at the moment, how the hell is Franco Mostert's tackle, which is perfect technique, a permanent red for foul play? Okay, and that is just a yellow card for head contact, upright, fine, accident. It's not an accident.
What do we do? How do you change it?
It's not-
what
it's-
needs to happen?
But what I need to understand is where's the accountability?
Yes.
From the, you know, players
The
are
governing
accountable.
body.
Yeah, from the government, players are accountable. So you know, Franco might get suspended. If they rescind it, we'll be surprised. Well done, they're actually admitting to a mistake. But where's the level of accountability?
Yeah.
From this, you know, and that's what worries me because it could happen again this weekend. Hopefully it doesn't, but it could happen again this weekend. Low accountability, low standards, and that's exactly.
So the
what
referee
happens.
blows the next game.
Yeah.
In whether he's a referee or he's AR or he's a television match official.
But also, Scala, the question needs to be, okay, are they just following instructions as well, the referees?
But for me, where do they come out and say this is wrong?
Yeah.
Because there's got to be accountability. If a player does blatant foul play, he's going to come out and say, you know, sorry, like I got it wrong. We don't know what the outcome of this is. Ludiaga got a month. Perfect tackle technique. Hits Ramos, adjusting tackler, his knees on the ground, Lewitt's knees on the ground. The player doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
He doesn't go for a head injury assessment, nothing. Lewitt gets not only a red card, loss of income, and a month.
A month.
The same match officials was involved in the following week without an explanation.
Yeah.
Mute, which allows social media, everyone to get on the bandwagon and like, hold on,
Yeah.
but what is the
going on here?
solution here? How does it work?
We would like to know. We would like to know who takes accountability. Please, if you know, if you are watching and you do know, please send this to whomever is responsible for that. And we'd be open to a reply, even maybe get you on the show, just to explain to us. We want to be transparent. We want to understand. We want to make this beautiful game of ours as beautiful as possible. So accountability is important.